What are you doing?
Yo, what up, everybody? How we doing today?
You know, you guys are some freaking nosy for all the comments that we get.
Can we
Drop
stop the
it?
drama?
Just leave it alone. No one cares. Well, apparently almost 700 of you give a shit right now. We need somebody to either leave or join the podcast immediately, please. Thank you. So our guest is going to be on the second half of the show. The reason that we did this from 8:30 to 9:30 is because he cannot join us until 9. And we didn't want the show going too ridiculously late. So you guys are kind of stuck with us for a half of an hour.
Maybe sooner, though. Maybe sooner.
So if you don't want to hang out with just us for 30 minutes and you just want the team,
but it might be sooner.
Or it might be sooner.
Could be sooner. See,
it could be sooner, but more than likely, it's going to be about 30 minutes. I feel like we should all kind of have like a little, we got enough people in here to do like a little dance party for that comment.
Thanks are free. Hell yeah!
Congratulations. Should I just say what I was going to say to begin with?
Absolutely.
All right. So I think that like we need to make some things kind of clear when it comes to this. We don't have an opinion right now.
I have none.
Like, I mean, I do, but I'm not standing on my mountain with a huge opinion right now. I of course believe lie detector tests, right? Like, I do. I believe that it is not as easy to pass a lie detector test as what people make it out to be. I feel like, at least for me, and Tex, maybe yours is different, right? Like, this is kind of for me like absolutely, April. It's a humbling experience for me because our guest will be joining us probably in the next 20 to 30 minutes, guys.
If not sooner.
I like how everybody, so like, yes, in case you
I
guys
have been told that he's on his way home, so
yeah,
it could be sooner.
And just so you guys know, it is all money. That is who's coming on tonight. I figured people pretty much already guessed it anyways. If you guys want validity to what he did, we were actually on the phone with him while he did this today for parts of it. So yes, he went and scheduled a lie detector test himself. He answered a series of questions. He paid for this out of his own pocket. He reached out and wanted to fix it immediately. And we're open like that's, and then we go back to this. We understand he's always late. Okay. But that's going to go kind of full circle to this of like, we will talk to just about anybody. Anybody that wants to rebuttal this or wants to talk or was mentioned, like fair is fair. You were the only one answering FaceTime. I'm sorry, Brittany. Wasn't getting notifications.
Well, I think this is one thing that we have to establish, that no matter what, I'm willing to talk. If we haven't already proven that Kat and I are willing to talk to anybody to get to the truth of anything, this should be proven. I mean, we've obviously talked with people on opposite ends of the aisle that are very controversial on TikTok. And we've talked to every side that is willing to talk to us on this particular topic. And we are willing to talk to anybody. We allowed Daphne to tell her story that had never been told. I have no opinion on her story one way or another that I've come to any type of conclusion on. And so I get that we get like thrown into this lump of we're associating with whoever, or you're associating, or you're talking to, or you're besties with. That's not the case.
Shelb. So no, no. Hold on.
And that would be a negative.
No. However, there is rumor, and I don't know if the rumor is true or not. I'm working on getting a video that the plan was to take this podcast down tonight, which is interesting to me that it's tonight's. That's just weird. No, this is not. So he was brought up on Tuesday and things were said in regards to him on Tuesday, and he wants to come on, and no.
I just want to say on the Jared and Daphne thing, Jared was in April. Daphne and Jared didn't even meet till June.
Right,
So
and that's
Daphne and
not, like,
Jared are
something that we're gonna drill Daphne on. I mean, if Jared wants to come on, I mean, we can have a
yeah.
little chat about that, but that's Jared's responsibility. He can't pawn it off on, his girl. No, it's very hard to get YouTubes taken down mid-live, so
Well, but we're also,
I don't
just
know
so
what the
everybody
plan
knows,
is.
we're also on Twitch right now, and we're also
We're
on
also on
Facebook.
Facebook.
Same name. Um,
Yes, this is a valid lie detector establishment. We looked into it. And when the show is over, I will take the section of the lie detector test that he's going to read out to you guys. We're going to redact some personal information from it, and those will go up. I'm working on, I need to get with Brittany on how to build like a file or a highlight reel that I can put all this in, because I also want to be able to add in Daphne's timeline. I just feel like if somebody's name is going to be brought up, that person has the right to respond, to say what they want to say afterwards. I also want to make one thing abundantly clear when it comes to this situation that everybody seems to be, that we're all kind of talking about, we're all kind of covering or whatever. I I have no loyalty to anyone but besides that guy. That's it. I have absolutely zero loyalty to anybody that I engage with about this, anyone that I talk to about this. I want this to be every side. You guys make up your own mind. Don't let me make up your mind. Don't let Tex make up your mind. Don't let anybody make up your mind. Like, own your own brain, and we'll just kind of go
yes, it
through.
was. It was
I don't
this.
I don't wanna comment on that because I don't know for 100% sure. I
It
didn't look into that
was.
part of
No,
it.
I did
Was
confirm.
it? It is? Okay.
It is a CVSA, I think is what
Yeah,
he called
something
it,
like that, yeah.
which is the voice one. Um,
Yeah, I may just send it all over to Brittany too, so that Brittany can do it, because, um, it's she already knows how to do it. So, but I just feel like there's a lot of like, "Oh, well, because they talk to this person, so they agree with this person, or because they're listening to this person, they agree with this person." And I don't want that to be misconstrued, other than like, this is just me and Tex trying to figure out what the hell exactly happened. We got involved with
right.
it in the beginning, and then we got manipulated towards the middle. Um, and I'm starting to realize that, like, it's not as simple as this person's right, this person's like, it's not this black and white thing, right? Like, it's this crazy gray area, to where it's so complex, and it's so like bizarre, I guess is the word. And I wanted to be done after Tuesday, but
Crazy.
I can't in good fairness, if somebody else, Lynn, no. I can't in good faith allow somebody to be talked about and then not allow that person to respond. So, President Cherry, no. And that's really the only time that I'm gonna answer that one. No. So we also have to realize that, like, rumors get started around things as well.
Which
So
is why we have been so strict on not issuing any opinion on our part, because at the end of the day, no matter what we think or feel, if you feel different, that's totally fine too.
yeah.
Um,
Yeah, no, I
and
mean, absolutely fine. I forgot to get, like, a soda
oh,
to have with
these
me this
pups get
evening.
plenty of love and attention. Not even funny.
Kelly's asking where she watches the video from the other night. Right here.
It's here
So
on.
if you just click on the live tab, it'll be on there.
Yeah, I mean, in order for anybody to make any type of conclusion of anything, you have to listen to all sides.
Mhm.
I mean, I get, like, we understand that there's innocent until proven guilty, but then we also know that there's not necessarily exceptions to the rule, but there are, like, with certain cases that have been like the Casey Anthony trial. I don't know
Mhm.
a single person that ever says that she's innocent just because she was proven innocent.
Right.
OJ Simpson was legally proven innocent. We all
Right.
still think both of them are guilty, but
Are you getting high winds at your house?
no,
It's crazy here.
yeah. Um, honestly, I don't think they answer questions on
We
Facebook.
answer questions from Facebook.
Oh, we
Hi,
100%.
Facebook. We can
Yeah,
see you.
exactly. Harry Weinstein. See?
Okay. Why? I mean, I can see, mm, I can see how that would come off for
Oh,
sure.
Texan is a
I'm
bitch.
I'm not gonna, yeah, I'm not gonna like argue with you about what my opinion is and what my opinion isn't. I feel like that's why I'm trying really hard not to have one. I can't help that, like, from time to time, yeah, like, my opinion does form, but opinions can also change as it progresses. That's why I'm trying really hard not to be overly vocal about how I feel at any given moment, because it kinda seems like it changes daily, and it's because we're not listening to people.
Correct.
Right.
Go away, Pudge.
I don't think that's him, but we all know
That's
it's
a great question. If Kingery or Udi wanted to come on, absolutely, we'd love to hear them.
any
Um,
person that has ever had their name mentioned on our show is more than welcome to come on to respond or rebuttal.
yeah, I
But I'm telling
mean,
you, like, dude that's coming on tonight, like, that's kinda setting the standards, right? Like, not only did he reach out, not only did he want his part, his little part cleared, he went, he reached out, he spent his own money, he took a lie detector test, which was not needed. Nobody asked him to do that. He did all of this on his own accord. But, yeah, I mean, anybody's welcome to come on to talk.
yeah, and just so everybody knows in here, this like Texan backup account is not me. 100% not me. The
Yeah,
only one
that's
I have
not
is
his account.
that's the only one I got. So I don't have backups. That's it. So that way you guys know that 100%. Will all money? I don't know what all he's going to explain. Some of the
Right.
results might answer a lot of you guys' questions. Um,
Well, Tex, you can answer this one because someone wants to know if you had a relationship with him prior. I did not, but Tex did.
well, I see,
I
and that's
mean,
where like I wouldn't say it was a relationship. I knew him on TikTok. I had never up
right.
until yesterday. I had never talked to him on TikTok.
But you guys respected each
Did I
other and
respect him and like him as a creator? Yes, I did. 100%. Which is why when I made that video towards him, I did say that. I did. I liked him a lot and I respected him a lot. But did we have any sort of relationship? Absolutely not. Never outside TikTok. We messaged very vaguely sometimes
mhm,
because he was bad at responding to messages, and I understand that with large creators. So I that was the extent of our relationship.
I like how
So,
Brittany's updating us
yeah, 5
because
minutes. All
we
right,
we
so we
don't
got
get
5 minutes.
notifications. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Brittany. Are you doing the minutes tonight? Are you doing
All money is
the
lying
minutes?
to me.
We always have to put in allegedly, right? So just because somebody said that somebody said something or whatever, like, it doesn't necessarily make it true.
Right, right. Um, so that was the extent of
Yeah, we all need
our
to pull in
relationship.
together to get X-ray, like a good ring light and stuff. Like, this girl's found her calling in life, and we need to support her fully.
Sarah, Texas, as far as like anything towards faith, I don't know what faith you're talking about, but no, he's not here for anything other than his lie detector test that he took and to clear his name on some things. Why did he
Sheila,
take a lie
he was
detector?
mentioned on Tuesday, and he'll get into the questions from Tuesday. But yeah, when
See,
I don't know, like, if you've got an issue with any of these people that are coming on, that is your issue. This is not your time to be in the comment sections yelling at them for whatever they did personally to you. You can go and do that on your own. He's just coming in to talk about what was talked about on Tuesday.
right. And so he voluntarily
I
wanted
don't
to.
even know who Faith is.
I don't either.
Like, I mean, I do now because I keep getting tagged in her videos, but like, that's got nothing to do with what we're doing.
So
So,
all money did approach us and wanted to take a lie detector test for some of the questions that you guys will hear that
Gizmo in the
he,
next 5-10 minutes is what we're hearing.
yeah. Um, because obviously it gave some validity to Lawless with her lie detector test. So he
Mhm.
felt that it was appropriate for him to do the same. He tried to schedule it yesterday, but they couldn't get him until today.
Yeah.
And he went in immediately and did his thing there. And He's going to release the results of his own once he comes on and tells you the question and if he passed or failed.
And
Um,
then we'll have receipts for you guys as far as like the digital printout of his results and where he had it done and the rest of it. I did look into the place and it's reputable. The person that did it is reputable. Here's the thing. It's as reputable as the other lie detector test. So,
and if anything, he pretty much went above and beyond because if I would have answered the phone, which I didn't see the call come through, I mean, he was there with us,
right.
and willing to show and that he was there, that the credentials of everybody that was involved with that, and so I mean, it's one of those things that I said, well, we gave Daphne a chance. Do you want to come on? And he said, absolutely. I can share what I can share, and I will, and whatnot. And he won't be able to stay long, but we will absolutely give him the same opportunity to defend himself and his actions or inactions, whatever you guys want to think of it as, and
Mhm.
allow you guys to make up your mind.
As far as airing out, I saw a comment asking if we were going to air the entirety of the polygraph. That was over an hour and a half. And there is personal information in a polygraph when you establish baselines, when you're talking about certain things. So, no, definitely not. It will not be. That was more or less to make us feel more comfortable, I think,
It was a voice one.
which wasn't needed. But,
Oh, she passed.
huh?
Lisa Marie Presley passed. I knew she was rushed to the
Oh,
hospital
wow.
for cardiac arrest, but I didn't know she passed. Well,
I imagine that he'll be seeing the comments.
yeah, and if not, we'll put up
Yeah,
comments
we'll
for him
put up
too. I
comments.
mean, have no issues with that at all. Yeah, Brittany Ann was present.
Brittany Ann was present. I was
She was
present. Well, I
she was
caught
more
the
present
tail
than
end.
us.
I caught the tail end. I was napping, but I also like I wasn't getting notifications, but I hopped in right towards the end of it. So,
It's definitely been interesting. I've personally never been involved with somebody willing to take a lie detector test.
mhm.
In all honesty, so yeah, it floored me whenever he was like, "I'll just do it." And he, like I said, he as soon as he hung up on the phone with me and Brittany and Kat, he was trying to get it scheduled yesterday, that same day.
Why are you so worried? Because here's the thing, like even in the things that you were brought up in during the podcast, like if you'd like to come on and tell your side, that's absolutely fine, Josh.
Who is
But the
that?
story that you told on your TikTok is the exact same story that Daphne told. So I'm not picking and choosing what video is seen of a polygraph. That video was put out as proof that he actually went, so that when we post the screenshots later, you can't come in with the screenshots. It's photoshopped. No matter what we do at the end of the day, there's always going to be a problem with something. And I'm not sure why you're doubting all money in this. It's very odd. It's very odd.
Unreal. Who is
Seeing
that?
how his involvement that was mentioned was pretty minimal, yes? I mean, no, it was a pretty not minimal, but you know what I mean, like,
Mhm.
didn't affect you at all. So, it's just very bizarre to me, like, what works as a receipt for some people and what doesn't work, and that's why I'm over really trying to prove a lot of them. Like, if a video of a polygraph that was put out today and documentation and his own word here in a minute isn't enough, then nothing was
Yeah,
ever gonna be enough.
Kevin,
He's
we're
coming. He had
working on it.
prior obligations. We should have just gone live at 9
Yeah, I tried,
because
but
I know, but I didn't wanna be live till 10. Like, we were really trying, but I knew that,
yeah,
like, I
I
didn't.
can tell you, like, there's a lot of behind the scenes that obviously can or cannot be shown, whatever. That with these subjects, it's a lot. And if you have somebody at the end of the day willing to step up and say, "Hey, I know I was accused of this, but I'll take a lie
Mhm.
detector test." I mean,
It's the
We
first
believe
time.
you
I
for
mean,
law.
really, it's only the second time I've ever seen it.
And if we're willing to believe Lawless is, then we have to take this for the same value. I mean, whether we like it or not. So
I agree. It's all about being professional. That's why when I tell someone they can come on our show, we allow them to be on.
Right.
Just because the other side didn't agree doesn't mean that one side doesn't get to be heard. Just because one side doesn't want to speak does not mean that the other side doesn't get to. They have an opportunity to speak. If they do not want to, then they do not have to. But I'm going to allow people that want to tell their half of it, because I did what you did last time. I only listened to one, and I'm not going to do that again, regardless of who
I
likes me,
absolutely
who
give him
doesn't
credit
like me.
as well.
Could care less at this point. Like I said, the only person I'm worried about is that dude. So, without further ado,
Can you
hello.
turn your phone?
You want to turn your phone? You don't have to.
Why does it look stupid?
Well,
Yeah,
it
you're
goes
like
up
this
and
big.
down. You're like this big to where if you go sideways, you'll take up the whole screen.
Okay, hold on. Let me see if I can figure this out.
And since you're on your phone, you won't be able to see the live feed.
That's good. I don't need to see that stuff.
Right. X-Ray wants me to throw this one up, though. She's very excited to see the Lion Tamer.
I love your face, X-Ray.
She's really funny.
Everybody, if you have not following her on TikTok, please go do it.
Absolutely.
Or you're an asshole.
I'm working on getting her a ring light to get her more professionally set up for this.
Both is broken as hell.
I know.
Apparently,
She
we need
can't
to
even
get all
keep the
money
lights on.
We should raise some money for
Look
all
like
money.
I got a motherfucker again. Hold on.
Kat, should we do a battle just to raise some money for all money to get a new ring light?
For all money to get a new ring light?
First of all, okay, we live, baby.
It's for X-Ray.
Why is it
been
inverted?
live.
I look weird. Can I invert it?
I don't know how.
No,
Oh
I
my
sure
God.
can't.
These TikTok celebs, man.
Hold on. Mirror my camera. Bam. There we
Do you
go.
need a filter?
No. I'm done.
You want the fresh and cute one or what?
The fresh and cute one. That's the one that I like to use.
Yes, that.
The gentle glow.
Weird. I don't know how y'all do it. You look at yourself backwards. Look, I'm looking over here, but I'm not.
Well, technically, you're looking at yourself the way that everybody else sees you.
So I just need to look at this camera. Oh, okay.
Yep.
I see it now.
You're there.
All
We're
right.
good.
So,
would you like to tell us about your day today?
Oh, it's fucking long as hell. I woke up. I battled a bunch. I went to like top 10. They're gonna hate that.
Congratulations.
And then I decided to go down to the FBI office and take a polygraph. But you guys already know that.
So let's talk about that a little bit. What triggered that was Tuesday's show, correct?
Yeah, Tuesday's show. So what really triggered it is my respect for the man up on top, right? I know him. I like his content. I like your content. I think we got some same values. And my name got brought up in some stuff that's an absolute lie. Period. So, I mean, the quickest way to get to the lie is, well, never mind. You can't do that by just telling the truth. You got to go prove it. So here we are. For everybody
what kind of lie detector test did you do?
You're going to have to read it. Tell me. I don't know all that fancy jargon. I know everyone thinks I'm James fucking Bond, but I don't know what they call it. What is it called?
I will pull. Is that a part of the screen grab that you sent us?
Yeah, it's called something.
No, I didn't even see.
Yeah, we took a screenshot of it. Remember? I don't remember.
So based upon all the questions that we came up with when I reached out to you, right? You guys know how we had all those questions. We wanted to answer like 20 questions. Everybody knows in a standard polygraph, you get about 10 questions. 6 of them are baseline questions that the FBI uses and stuff, or any type of polygraph examiner, to go ahead and first establish, like, are you truthful or are you lying? And then they spend about an hour and a half in an interview with you, telling the story over and over and over, like an interrogation, so that you get used to telling what your side of the story is, or your version of the story is. That way, when you do lie, that's how they bust your ass. Okay? So, but anyway, we had a bunch of questions. Kat thought they were perfect and would address the concerns that I had. So the only reason I'm here is, one, my brother King can't defend himself, right? For whatever reasons that he'll speak on, okay? And pretty soon. 2, something was said about me, a bunch of things. That's a lie, okay? And it's fueled by somebody who's manipulating somebody. So now I get to show my side of how there was a lie about how I begged to be involved in the situation. I did not. Um, that's addressed in question 4, and I'll have Kat read them off as we get to it. But I am going to tell my side, and I'm not going to take up too much of you guys' time. For everyone in there thinking I could beat a polygraph or all of that stuff, no, you can't, okay? For everyone thinking that it's some wish.com website, no. The dude is 20 years experience, and both of these people can verify who he is. He teaches people and federal investigators how to do polygraph examinations. He was the former president of the American Polygraph Association. He has over 20 years in the field. He also has polygraph experience in wartime. His accolades go on and on. It is a legit bona fide space. It cost me $500.
Oh, I'm sorry. I saw the price wrong earlier. I apologize.
Yeah.
Is it
Okay.
CVSA? Is that how you say it? The
What?
type of polygraph it was? CVSA?
Mine was a P. No, mine wasn't a CVS. Mine was like a strict polygraph. So I
Okay.
wanted the diaphragm. I wanted all the tubes. I wanted to be hooked up so that everybody could see. See, the big thing with polygraphs is people get nervous when they're hooked up to all those machines and you're lifting your hands up and you're doing this and everything's measured. But I said, fuck it. Like that's what's available. We're gonna take it. I took the test 6 times. 6 times just to make sure and to be petty, okay? But we're not going to talk about that. We came up with some questions. I reached out to these 2 people because of my respect for this man. I couldn't have him thinking that I would do what I was being accused of. And so we went down there. We came up with some questions and then we umbrellaed them so that everything would be entwined in one, and that, well, somebody's telling the truth in the situation and somebody's lying, okay? 1, I did not beg to go to Woodtalk, okay? I did not reach out to Daphne to go to Woodtalk. I was reached out to by Big Old Texan, who set that up through Chopper, an old friend of mine, to come tattoo his throat. From Texan, or Big Old Texan, not this one.
Yeah,
okay?
not me.
This is the small little Texan, then there's the Big Old Texan.
Yes.
Big Old Texan wanted his throat tattoo, and then he asked me, hey, can I do Taco's mom's memorial tattoo? And that's how I even met the fellas. Then I tattooed on Kevin. I even tattooed on Kingery, tattooed on Cody, tattooed on everybody. Bunch of people. Tattooed on Daphne, tattooed on Jared, tattooed on Tainted, and I tattooed on Conservative Ant. Now, a lot of people showed me love at that place, but I walked away with a few friendships that will last forever and some that weren't there yet. Kingery was one of them. I don't even think Kingery liked me at that point, right? Out of all the guys, Taco took me under the wing. Udi really took me under the wing. And Flawless was amazing, okay? Came to deeply respect to her. And then now we're going to get into how I actually got even involved in this situation. I don't know nothing about no child molestation ring or anything like that. But I have a friend, or had a friend, I don't know if she's on the app anymore. Her name is Outspoken Veteran. And shortly after all this stuff went down, I got a comment on a video that I did with all the guys and saying, how can you be such a piece of shit and support this man Kingery? So I reached out to Outspoken Veteran. If you guys don't know who she is, she's a former patriot, former member of our military.
He's a current patriot.
Huh?
He's a current patriot.
Current patriot. Okay.
Former service member.
Right. Badass in general. Okay. And I deeply respected her. She was one of the first creators I followed on TikTok. I just liked her niche and how she goes for people. And she happens to be best friends with Flawless, who I also respect to the end of the earth. And I got really close to her at Woodstock. I think she's the coolest lesbian in the world. All right. Flawless showed me a lot of love at Woodstock. And so I reached out to Outspoken. Outspoken told me, yeah, you ain't seen Flawless's video. I checked out Flawless's video and then I hit Flawless. Then I contacted Flawless. What happened? What's going on? And then I made the video turning my back on Kingery, calling him a fucking monster and all this shit because she had alluded to somebody else, Daphne. Then when we reached out to Daphne, okay, as any moral coded man would. Now let's get into this. It was said that I sabotaged her investigation and got all this information from her specifically about evidence and evidence that she has. And then I went and told, what was it? Text remind me. I can't remember. Who did I tell about it?
You
That yours went back to Kingery.
Oh, okay. That's it. Can you read number 3, ma'am?
I can, yes.
Thank you.
Question number. Wait, I only have question number 4. Where's question number 3? Hold on. That's weird that it's not pulling up like that. Yeah, I only have in the one that was sent over says the following 4 questions. So it just says 4, 5, 7, 8 is what I have.
3. I have 3. Did I
How do
at
you
any
have-
time discuss the alleged attacker in the situation, what was told to me, or any particular detail specifically regarding a blanket, or at any time undermine or sabotage or attempt to silence the alleged victims?
Okay,
Kat,
so
do
the way
you-
that it's written is Tex is reading like the questions that we sent. The way that it is on the report, All Money, just so
Yeah.
that you know, that is actually question R7.
Yeah.
Did you lie when you said that you didn't do anything to sabotage the investigation regarding the alleged sexual assault on blank? Response was no.
And what were the results of that test, man?
Well, I mean, do you want to go through all the questions and then do the results? I feel like that would
I
be.
like drama. I like to leave.
You want to do it all together. The lie detector determined that you were telling the truth.
Okay, so now that we
We're
cleared
doing
up
this Maury
that, I
Povich
never,
style.
yeah. So now that we cleared up, I didn't talk to Kingery, okay, for fucking till I apologized to him when Flawless went live and said, "Hey, me and Charlie are good. It's all, whatever."
Well, that's the other
Then-
question, actually,
Yeah.
is that
So
one.
I was trying to segue it, but you keep stealing my thunder. Listen, okay? I was trying to segue it. All right.
It's your show. I'm just here to read your questions. You go ahead. I apologize.
Okay. Now, when I heard Flawless's story, Flawless is a friend of mine. I instantly turned my back on Kingery. Okay. Then I heard Daphne's story, which is a lot different than the story she told your podcast. Now, I'm not going to talk about any of that because I'm not going to be insensitive to a alleged victim's story, or think that I don't want anybody in this chat to think that I am insensitive to SA of any type or anything like that. And I truly mean that. Okay. And I'm going to explain how and show you how right now. Okay. I don't think any man should tolerate that stuff. Okay. None. All right. You have a moral obligation when you hear something like that to do something about that. All right. But I'm tired of the rhetoric that I was like super buddy with Kingery. You know what I mean? I got super buddy with Kingery when I seen stuff that would make everybody apologize to him. I got buddy with Kingery when he came back. And before I even extended that olive branch and apologized for dragging him, I made sure that my facts were straight this time. Okay? But no matter what you think of me as a creator on TikTok or a person or anything like that, okay, none of that matters after you hear what you're about to hear from the lady and gentleman of this podcast, okay, because I did more than fucking anybody did. And I did it because I'm legally obligated to, I'm morally obligated to, and that's what a fucking good dude does in this situation when you are told such a vicious story. I chose to stand with the victims, especially Flawless, okay, because of my relationship with her and how she had treated me and welcomed me. And hearing Daphne's story, I was absolutely, oh my God, what a monster, okay? So can you ask the next question? And first, let Tex answer ours, and then we summed it up with the FBI guy. So what did we all come up with, Tex, in yours?
For which one?
Which question?
For what I did in
The legally and morally obligated?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't have all the questions from the test, so Kat's gonna have to read it.
Well, you could just read the question and then the result.
Did you lie when you said that you reported all existing evidence to law enforcement regarding the alleged sexual assault on D? Response: no.
And the lie detector
Said that you were telling the truth.
I want to make it very clear about what anybody doesn't like about me. I heard a very vicious story. I heard a groping story from my friend, and then I heard a very vicious story from somebody else. And I didn't sit there and go on TikTok to fucking talk about it. I turned my back on somebody who I'll say now did not deserve for me to turn my back on him. And I bashed that man, and I stood up for those two women, and I went straight and did what any woman on this app should do and any man should do. She got sent to North Carolina. I got told a brutal story that I'm not going to get into because that's her story. But my name got brought up saying that I didn't do shit. No, I did more than anything. And Flawless, if she's in here, knows it. I told Flawless where to go. She went with Outspoken. They made a video. I did everything in my power to give those women a voice, the right resources, and the right people to prove these accusations. I told her when she said there's a blanket with his semen on it, good, bag that, tag it, and make sure you bring it with you to North Carolina. Never at any time, as we just referred to in question 3, did I tell Kingery about it as I got accused of. And Jesse is in there. Thank you, Lawless. He's telling the truth so far. I did everything in my power to help her.
Thank you, Jess. Lawless did pass her poly as well. Yes, that question was being asked. Yes, Lawless also passed her poly.
I was abhorred about it, okay? And I sat there and I did everything in my power and gave them every resource that anybody could ever ask for to go and prove their case when nobody would listen. When nobody would fucking listen. So you can hate me all you want, but when it came to that, in a situation, I stood up and did what you're supposed to do as a fucking human being. Okay? And I am not lying about it. Now, that means somebody is, but we'll get into that later.
So far, with everything that you've asked me to read off, it has been no deception.
No deception. Now, with that in regards, what's the next one?
We can go to, did you lie when you said that you did not tell Kay about the blanket containing the evidence? Can we just say the evidence?
Yes.
I don't want to say the word.
But the FBI wanted to be specific.
Yeah. So did you lie when you said that you did not? He said he did not tell him about the blanket containing evidence. He answered no, and it was no deception indicated. So no.
I did not talk to Kingery until I apologized to him. I didn't even have Kingery's number at that time because me and Kingery weren't, I told everybody, we weren't the closest. You know what I mean? But I wish I did now. I really wish I did. I take some responsibility for what is happening to King, and he knows that. Okay, I was a grown ass man when he came back and had to say, "I'm not sorry for that, but I am sorry." You know what I mean? I did what any grown man and any man in my position is supposed to do, and King understood that. And since then, our friendship has developed. There's another question.
This would be the
yes, I passed all 6
the
times.
wood talk. The last one that I'm seeing is the wood talk question.
So Miss Daphne, with all due respect to her, said that I begged to come on there because I'm fucking James Bond and I'm investigating a child molestation ring. Okay, not true. I got brought there because my friend Chopper who I still credit to this day with my platform being where it's at, even though we no longer talk, introduced me to Texan, big old Texan, an inspirational dude that I used to look up to and have a lot of love for. His story, everybody knows big old Texan's story. One of the first creators I followed on here wanted me to tattoo his throat. Chopper reached out to him, said, hey, my friend tattoos, he really fucks with you. He's in your live all the time. We were going in lives. You know how it goes on TikTok. And then Texan said, hey, brother, I'm doing this show on Wood Talk. I'm about to be on content violation. I'm thinking I want to get my throat tattooed. Can you fly out here to Virginia? And I did, and I tattooed his throat, and in doing so, I moved it. That is not what Daphne told you. So, Miss Cat.
Did you lie when you said that Texan brought you to Wood Talk to tattoo his throat? Response, no. Results, no deception indicated.
Now, for everybody in here, I will spend another $3,000 with the other 20 questions that people want answered if people do not leave me alone. Whether you like me or not, I did the right thing for a friend, aka Jesse, and Daphne. When I got told a brutal story that I'll say on record, I don't believe. I have seen stuff that makes me not believe it. Okay? At the end of all of this dog and pony show that's going on, a lot of you guys are going to owe Kingery a fucking apology. Because just because he doesn't speak doesn't mean he doesn't want to. Sometimes it means he can't. And there's going to be a time, mark my words, and I'll go polygraph that because I have seen it, that everyone is going to be like, wow. Okay? Flawless? Love her fucking face. Okay? I know Flawless. But listen, here's the thing. There is some things.
I feel like I have to cut you off with the but. All money, I respect you, but please don't say but after that. Come
What but?
on. Because it's, you were like, I respect you, but.
Oh, no, I didn't mean it like that. I don't do
Okay.
anything after but. No.
Sorry.
I was using but to go into another topic. Like, that's why I'm trying not to read comments. Okay? You guys can like me or not, but I did what nobody did. And I did it because that's the right thing to do. Okay? And then when he came back, I also gave him the same benefit of the doubt and vetted what he was talking about. And Kingery has more than proved his case. Not with just stuff that you guys see on TikTok. Okay? And that's his side. Okay? I'm not going to talk about ride along. I wasn't involved in that. That was before I was on the app. I can tell you this. The incident in the trailer and the blow up wasn't about fucking getting told that somebody was sleeping with somebody else. It was about money and somebody stealing somebody's logo. Okay? And Jared, I liked you, but don't have me go take another polygraph talking about you and Daphne driving me back to the airport with JJ Caldwell in the back seat when you turned around and said, if they weren't smart enough to trademark their logo, why shouldn't she? Because I will pass the fucking polygraph every fucking time. You guys all have your own opinions, okay? But as far as my name, trying to be slandered or fucking accuse me of being some James Bond type, you know what I am? I'm a dude who did the right fucking thing, and I provided every resource possible for two women, okay? One who was allegedly victimized brutally, and that is what I'm supposed to do as a grown man. That is what I'm supposed to do with the values that I have. That's what a Texan would do. If anybody and any women in this chat, if a woman walked up to you and told you this story and told it with the emotion that she tells it and the way she tells it, anybody in here would do the same thing. Otherwise, you're a piece of shit. Okay? But there is a lot more to the story. But my character will not be assassinated. Okay? I didn't lie about how I got to Wood Talk. I didn't lie about freaking contacting Kingery. I didn't lie about anything that I did. There's one more we didn't read, right? Is it number 1 or 2? No, we need one more.
We went through. Yeah, hold on. Let me pull them up one more time because I'll go back through them all.
Now, Lawless does have a question for you.
Yeah, we went through all of them.
I know, Lawless. Like, I feel like I would love to fucking get to it. I would fucking love to get to it. But I know that it was said that I got into this by reaching out to somebody about nothing. No, I got into this because outspoken veteran of someone I respected fucking didn't like me all of a sudden and told me, go check out Jess's video, a woman I deeply respect. And I was like, what the fuck? You know what I mean?
So I have
And
a
then
question.
that led me somewhere else.
I was able to pull them all back up. So we went through the first one, which was, did you lie when you said that you reported all existing evidence to law enforcement? Did you lie when you said that you did not tell Kingery about the evidence? Did you lie when you said that you didn't do anything to sabotage the investigation regarding the alleged sexual assault on Daphne? Did you lie when you said that Texan brought you to Wood Talk? And all of that, not that one,
Yeah,
not this one.
And all of those questions that he was asked, based on a numerical evaluation of the subject's polygraphs, it is the professional opinion of this examiner that there were no significant reactions normally associated with deception at the relevant questions asked during the examination. In other words, Mr. Allmoney was being truthful when he said that none of the above asked questions, post-test information, none, and then that's the end of it.
Now, I would like to thank y'all for letting me come on here.
You are very welcome.
I'm not gonna get into her story. And for anybody in here doubting this test, I know how you guys are. So I made sure that I was very transparent. I called these two people and another third-party witness who was an absolute savage. And I called them before I was read my results first so that we could all hear them together just in the interest of transparency. I gave them periodic updates because legally by law, we can't FaceTime during the thing. I snuck some. Go ahead and snitch on me. And
it's not relevant.
My examiner was kind enough to let me take a bunch of videos and stuff on how we condensed our questions.
She's coming in after. They're not going to be on together.
Yeah,
we're not going to bombard him like that. Lawless is going to come on when you go.
And like I said, I know Kat, respectful Texan. You guys know what I did today, right? If anybody does have a question about it, or you want to question my character, I doubt you can question theirs. I was very transparent from start to finish. I paid for it out of my own money. I sent periodic updates. I sent how we got to the questions with this examiner. They have thoroughly researched this examiner. His validity is not in question at all. It never will be. Okay. I used a federal agency to get it done and a federal employee who is very distinguished in his field to get it done.
Yes. And the questions that he answered, he was not deceptive on.
You guys in this chat do not have to like me for whatever reason, losing my temper sometimes or doing anything like that. But I'm not a piece of shit. I am a good dude. Nobody knows half of my story.
While you're on here, one of the questions was, were you legally and morally obligated to report? You stated yes in the polygraph, right? And passed.
And passed.
So beyond morals, he was legally obligated to report as well.
Well, no, that wasn't one of the questions. Just to play
But when
devil's
we condensed it in the video, you gotta go back.
Oh, the video that you sent.
Yeah, and then when we did the pre video and stuff like that, even if I lie in any type of way, it's under that umbrella, under that C2 test. But either way, yes, I'm legally obligated. And I think that, any human being is legally obligated, or at least morally obligated, when you hear some type of story like that, to do that. Now, with that being said, I am also going to be me, and I am not being insensitive. I promise. But somebody has lied to you guys, and it's not me. And if somebody can lie to you about me, then somebody can lie to you about somebody else. The bottom line is this. Daphne's story has changed so many times. The story I got told was not the story that this podcast got told, and I have talked about this with both of them. Okay? And if you want, I will take another polygraph and come on here and flex my little muscles again. But it is not the story that I got told. I got told a story of a fucking monster brutally raping somebody over 14,
Okay,
15
well,
times.
we weren't supposed to get into the details of the
I
story
know.
that you were told, though.
Okay.
And in all fairness, she did not get into details on the
Yeah.
podcast at
Okay.
all.
I
She
got
never
told a
did.
very brutal story. Okay. I have since picked apart that story, not with opinions, not with facts, or not with, I have picked apart that story the right way. Okay. You guys are all entitled to make your own assumptions. But I promise you there's going to be a day when people can talk about this and legal issues are done, and you guys are going to have a whole new mindset. As for me, I would like this, okay? I don't want drama from nobody. Not here, not on TikTok. I don't want rumors about secret agent shit flying around. Do you guys know that every time you guys post, not you guys, or talk about some weird 3-letter agencies and fucking James Bond spook CIA shit, that you put my 5 little daughters in danger? Whether you like me or not, there's one person in this whole situation that did the right thing. And that was me. So every time you think about posting a comment or coming in my live, accusing me of being this, like I wish I would. You think that would do me any bad? I would get another 1 million followers. You know what I mean? But it's bullshit, and I will never respond to bullshit. But every time you say that, there are crazies on this app and other apps that will take your comments seriously. And I have a 10-year-old, a 5-year-old, a 7-year-old, a 6-year-old, and a 9-year-old. So think about that the next time you're being nosy and want to know, is he this? Is he that? Is he that? Well, what about the guy who's a fucking terrorist that thinks I'm that because you said it online? Stop. I did the right thing. You guys are going to be able to do the right thing soon. I defended my name and my character. I would never stand for someone who's sexually assaulting somebody, especially in the story that I told. And I did what any man is supposed to do in that situation. Okay, and I hope everybody, no matter your differences, can respect that. Lies were told about me on this podcast. I have refuted those lies, and I wish everybody on this podcast, especially Kat and Texan, the best.
We appreciate you coming on with the results and with the questions that you answered. We do appreciate it.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
You still got a big ass forehead.
Don't talk to Kat that way.
I wasn't.
You all right?
Hey guys.
Yes,
Hi.
ma'am. How are you?
And how's everybody doing this evening?
You know, girl, you know what I'm trying to do, and it's like I don't even know anymore. Like I'm just trying to let every side, you know what I mean, say what they need to say, and I want to let everybody know, like I can't. I if you guys weren't happy with the polygraph, like those were the questions that were asked because of the allegations, and those were the questions that he answered.
I mean,
However, I can say this. If a lie detector test is substantial, and if a lie detector test is proof, this woman here passed a lie detector test with flying colors. And by legal definition, that was an essay.
so
Well, in Florida, there's a different term for it, but I want to make it clear that Lawless also passed her lie detector test with flying colors.
That's what I wanted to ask.
From a very reputable agency with a guy that, I looked at both of the places that both of these people had their lie detector tests. They're both extremely reputable places. All Money's was extremely reputable. So was Lawless's.
That's what I wanted. The only thing I wanted to ask him, I wanted to say, all right, so you went and took this polygraph in expectation that people would believe that you were telling the truth. Isn't that what I should expect as well?
100% agree.
Yes, 100%.
So, here's the thing, and like I know I don't expect people to believe me because I know how many people out there just bullshit their whole fucking way through life. But I say what I mean and I mean what I say. And I just, if anybody on any app can ever catch me in a lie, I mean, not in the last 5 years, I tell the brutal fucking truth so that I don't get caught, because nothing is more embarrassing than getting caught in a fucking lie. So if he would apologize, if he would just, all the fuck I want is for him to say, I let people believe that you were a liar for my own reputation, for my own benefit. I want him to say, yes, Lawless, you did put that shit on the back burner and you did let people think that you were a liar so that I wouldn't lose my career.
And
Because
you're not now
thing.
to be clear, you're not talking about All Money in this rant. You're talking about
No. I'm talking about.
I just want it to be. There's a lot of people in here, Lawless. I'm not trying to get your words twisted up on the internet, the interwebs.
For everybody, because you know how these folks are, but I just want him to say, I appreciate the fact that you were willing to let people call you a liar and just drop, because I wanted to push my polygraph. I wanted to push it out there and I wanted to be like, hey, look what the fuck I did, guys. Like, look, he's lying. And I agreed to not do that because it would ruin his career. He wouldn't be able to be a cop. He couldn't take a polygraph because we knew what it would say. And now he was talking shit behind my back and wanting to destroy me. Like, that ruins everything. Like, I don't feel bad for you anymore. I don't care about your career. I don't care about you. All I care about is the fact that I was willing to try to look out for you after you did something fucked up, after you did something that if I was told by a friend, if a friend of mine told me that you did that, or if I witnessed you do that to somebody, I would have had a way bigger problem with it, because I didn't go home and rock back and forth and cry in the fucking shower. And that's what I meant when I said that it wasn't that big of a deal to me. I just meant that, like, it takes a lot more than that to break me, baby. Like, you sticking your fucking hand down my pants is, to me, that is a fuckboy move. Now, it's a fuckboy move that deserved to be punched in the fucking mouth. But you know what? You didn't get punched in the mouth, and then we went through all this other bullshit, so it's time to pay the fucking piper. Take a fucking polygraph. Or just apologize. I won't even press charges. I will give my word in front of all these fucking people. I will drop any legal action that I am personally taking if he just admits the truth. Admit the truth or take a polygraph. There's no point in taking a polygraph because we both know what's going to happen. So just tell the truth. Tell everybody I'm not lying. That's all I want. That's all I want. That's literally all I want.
Well, and I mean,
and how would you feel? This is a question for everybody. How would you feel if he did this to your sister, your mother, your daughter? Just because I didn't go home and rock back and forth in a fucking shower and cry doesn't mean that he should go around sticking his hand all the way down people's pants, all the way down. He almost touched my cha-cha. It was like this fucking close. That's not okay. It's not okay.
Not
and
okay.
You passed your polygraph test in regards to that.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't know if I sent it to you guys. I know you've seen it. I think I tagged Texan, and, you know, he asked me what are the questions that they asked me, and I posted those, and it was like the same question in 2 different variations. But yeah.
So I do have a question that if you want to answer, you can answer. And if you don't, then you don't, because no one can make you. I got nothing to hide. Do you feel like he did try to help you by doing the right thing when it came to, you know what I mean? Like when you guys were engaging.
Your rat is barking.
Yeah, your rat is barking. Like when he was
Big
talking,
bad woman has a rat as a pet.
When All Money was When
Sorry.
All Money was working, I'm talking to you. I guess that's a better way to do it. Do you feel like he was trying to do the right thing with
I
his
felt
advice
like he
towards
was on
you?
my.
And
I genuinely felt like he was on my side. I felt like he was. All of his intentions seemed to be good. Like he did tell me to go file. All Money probably was the biggest encourager for me to go file a police report. He probably gave me more gas in that tank than anybody else. And I'm not going to go into all the details.
No, you don't have to.
no, you don't have to. It's just I think like people were wondering like while it was going on, you know what I mean? Like, do you feel like he was at least giving you solid advice during it and doing the right thing and helping you report and things like that?
He
He took a lie detector test and he did pass that part, you guys. Like that he was not running back and forth. So there is that part.
I felt like All Money was invested. Like I felt like his sister. Like that's
Right.
the vibes that he gave me throughout the incident. At this particular moment, like I've never had any issues with Anthony. He's never been anything but respectful and helpful. As we've noticed, I'm not the best judge of character, but at this point, he's I got no issues with All Money. He was nothing but encouraging and helpful throughout that process.
Did somebody tell you to take a polygraph, or did you just? How did it come to the conclusion for you to take one?
No, someone was asking who told her to post it, but I mean,
It was my idea to post it. I was actually being discouraged. It was part of the deal. I was like, well, if I do this, or if I agree to this, or if y'all are going to do that, then I'm going to post the polygraph.
I mean, so. I feel like it's a lot of comments are like this, and that's why I had Lawless. I sent her a text and asked her if she wanted to come in because the way that it was worded, right, is a little. I don't understand it either, but I'm also trying very hard. I'm trying very hard not to voice an opinion on anything. I know that the questions that he prepared to go in and were asked, he passed all of them. And then he said what he said on the show. Now, I also know, though, that she passed a polygraph. And I want to make that like very, very known. She did pass her polygraph. So what she said happened to her.
My issue is that
did you make a deal with Kingery?
I guess, I mean, with your story, I guess you could call it that, right? If you wanted to,
we were negotiating.
It wasn't like a deal. Like it wasn't like
we were negotiating. We were definitely negotiating some different things. So he's like making this big comeback and stuff. And because of the video where you said that somebody was lying, everybody just started naming names, and I got thrown into that group.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying I don't think you intentionally did that, but it did start a witch hunt that went in my direction.
That is correct.
So everybody, I had the biggest platform. I was the most well-known person involved in the situation as far as like the victims and shit went. So everybody was on the attack. Everybody's coming straight for me. I feel like, behind the scenes, they were probably telling people like, this is our biggest problem. Like she's going to be the biggest issue with this comeback. And if we can get her to chill, then we have a shot. And they did really good.
You also were at a point, weren't you, that like you just didn't want to go through the legal route and the headache of it and the non-stopness of it?
Well, before these negotiations began, I was, like I said,
I hate to call them negotiations. I feel like that's a really horrible.
That's why she's doing this, though.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
it's
I
just such a
don't.
horrible
Yeah.
term. Like
It's
before
just
he
No.
started trying to talk to you about it. Like
before he started trying to, before we started making agreements.
um
He
hold on, no, because we're getting asked this question and then we're getting this comment right afterwards. When you go to do a lie detector test at your own will, you bring your own, like you brought your own questions, correct, Lawless? Like you
okay,
give a
so
roundabout explanation of what you want to explain, and yes,
everything that he said was pretty accurate. Like as far as like the process that I went through compared to the
mhm,
process he went through, very, very, very similar. You know, they ask you, they interview you, and they kind of, after they grasp the situation, they determine the questions.
Yeah, so he went there with questions that Kat and I had concerns with over more on the victim side of everything, just because at the end of the day, no matter what he does for a living or doesn't do for a living, at the end of the day, my concern, and I know Kat's concern was, did he at least treat the victims correctly or the
right,
alleged
and
people?
not be trying. Like the biggest thing to me was, are you trying to cover up
Right.
what happened to these girls and going to their abuser or their alleged abuser and giving information? That to me
Right.
was the biggest deal, because that is the biggest
Yeah.
deal.
Because my worry was is that he was talking to Lawless, Daphne,
Mhm.
Derry, and any other ones, and it went to Kingery with those stories. That was my concern, just because if he tarnished any
We
type of
saw them
reputation.
prior. We just saw them prior.
So yeah, we came up with questions with him of what would suit what we
But
felt.
we
And
didn't though.
I
Like,
mean, we
it
could have
was
said no,
sent
we
and
could
we
have said
said,
yes.
"Yeah, that looks good." Like,
Right.
it wasn't like it was sent, a list of questions.
But he
We
did
said,
ask
"Yes,
us the day
this looks
before,
good."
like, no, but he did
Right.
ask us the day before, like, would these questions be okay? And
Oh, yeah,
that's how
yeah.
he came up with the initial questions that he sent us. So we did
Right.
come up with them to kind of pretty much together, of what questions would help really make sure that Lawless and Daphne and any other ones were taken care of correctly, to make sure that everybody had a fair shake at this, obviously, given that
Yeah, we agreed with the
Kingery
questions 'cause
Kingery was law enforcement.
that was the biggest thing to me. Did you interfere and try to cover up?
Right.
That was my most important question. So, and that question was in there.
Correct.
I
And
wanted
he
to
And
say,
then Tex's biggest one was, were you the one? Because you also have to realize that, like, we were going based off of what was said about him on Tuesday. That's what this was in regards to. Not his whole character, not every single rumor that you guys have ever heard about this dude ever. This was in regards to Tuesday night's podcast and what was said about him in that podcast.
right.
So those were the questions that were asked.
Go ahead,
And
Lawless.
and I mean, and that's what we get. Like, I mean, I get that some of you guys aren't
Well,
happy.
and
I
then
mean,
there was some that, like, mind you, and I'm sure Lawless can attest to this. If they were too long or too broad of a question, the thing with the polygraph is they want to narrow it down to very specific.
I didn't say that. I mean,
yeah,
what do you want me to do? I'm allowing people to come on and tell every side of the story so that you can make that decision for yourself. I don't need to tell you. You need to make that decision for yourself based on everything that we're trying to show you. Not what I tell you to think, not what I tell you to do. I have my opinions, you guys have your opinions. But the more that I overly voice my opinions, the more that I'm pushing a narrative. Make your own opinions.
I want to say something real quick.
But no, do I believe that Lawless was sexually assaulted? Yes. Yes, I do. She passed a lie detector test.
When the comeback happened, there were a lot of things that came up that, I mean, obviously it made a lot of people question Daphne. And I did as well. And I regret that. I regret wondering and questioning and being like, oh, well, what if she's lying? I regret that so bad, just because even though there was a lot of things that I saw that would have led me to think that, the reason why I am back to thinking that he's a bad guy, because that night, if that was it, if it was an isolated incident and none of this other stuff was happening, like, I could go with okay, I'm going to give you a free pass. But the fact that he was willing to make me look like a liar and he's continued to avoid it, I'm back to thinking that he's a bad guy and he's a monster. And I don't put anything past him at all. Nothing at all. I don't think that he needs access to women.
And
Fair enough.
that is
That's your
absolutely
opinion.
your opinion based on what you've gone through.
I'm glad that you hopped in afterwards, though, because
too.
I really wanted to make it very, very clear. So one more time for all of you in the back, this one down here passed a lie detector test with flying colors. So I will voice my opinion when it comes to Lawless. I 100% believe that Lawless was sexually assaulted because I have a lie detector test that tells me so. I 100% believe that All Money had the best intentions in this. I 100% believe the questions that he was asked and that he was telling the truth. I do believe that he tried to help at the time. I do believe that he did not bounce back and forth between them and Kingery. I believe both. Okay, so I believe what All Money's lie detector test revealed this evening.
Absolutely.
I
But I
want to know how All Money feels
do
about
believe
my
that
lie
Lawless
detector.
was sexually assaulted as well.
I want to know how All Money feels about my lie detector. I would like to hear his thoughts and opinions on that.
Yeah, I mean, you were asking, and he said that I don't remember how he worded it, but he said,
Some
I
people
wish
can't defend
that I
himself.
could get to your question too. And that was it.
Well, I still have
Maybe the two of you can talk privately.
I still have the same number. I don't have your number anymore. All Money, I'm assuming that you're still watching. Feel free to reach out to me.
I think that's
I'll make
a
sure he
good
gets
way
the
to do
message
it.
to you.
Well, guys, with that, we're gonna end the show.
Yeah. At the end of the day, everybody's gonna have their opinions. And just realize no matter how your opinion is formulated in your mind, like we had kind of said Tuesday, a lot of bad people have a lot of fans, a lot of good people have a lot of fans. And sometimes I think we lose sight of that the ones that we look up to the most is absolutely fallible.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me on, guys.
Thanks for popping in,
Absolutely.
babes.
Love you both.